Welcome back to the channel, my friends. We have a video on the long gestating project that is the Corolla KE35. She has been sat around for some time now, gathering a lot of dust. You can see it, absolutely foul. You guys know I spent, goodness me, what, about 6 hours I think, detailing this thing, ready to go to initiate show and shine. And then I realised that the engine pooped itself, and yeah, what then commenced was an engine rebuild. Basically took apart the head, took off the head, cams, everything, measured the block, realised, head gasket blew, block had a little indentation in it, measured the block for tolerances, rebuilt, did a new head gasket, and then basically rebuilt everything back together, did the timing, everything. And I can't get ignition timing to work. Where you guys last saw this car was me trying to get it started. And I could get it started, but I could never get it timed. So let me tell you what's happened with it. So I kept trying to get it timed, and I spent a really long time doing the ignition timing. Multiple different avenues to go down. I've tried multiple different things, even pure desperation of trying new distributor caps. It seems to be, how it feels anyway, is that the distributor always appears to be half a tooth off. Don't know why, got absolutely no idea why. It did work at one point, now it won't, but the electrics have always been a bit funny. I can't get it to go into diagnostic mode. I can't get it to do anything I want it to do. And you know I really dislike electrics. I think it would be easier if there were better diagnostics in this engine, but there unfortunately isn't, because this engine is OBD1, so it relies on engine flashes to tell you what is wrong with it. And unfortunately, I have no way of doing that in this car because it's a weird Thai import engine swap. And then obviously I've subsequently put new engines in it as they blew up. But there was always something funky with this car, always, and it seemingly always was down, the ignition on any of the engines, ignition timing was always a bit weird. They've been blowing up left, right and centre, so I bit the bullet, and what we're going to be doing is installing carbs. So yes, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, Dan ST Engineering bike carburetors. Yes. So this is a custom manifold for the carburetors. That's going to be going on. Got a new gasket, even though I've pretty much got a brand new one on there anyway, so we might have to use this just due to the thickness of it. And these are recently tested bike carbs. I know they're recently tested because they smell of fuel, and they're obviously on my dining table. Good job, Nate. But these are bike carburetors, and it also has on it a here we have it. It also has a throttle position sensor, and you can start to build an image of the picture we're going to be going with this car now, because here is a cam trigger wheel, right? And here is a cam trigger sensor or trigger sensor, and here's a little custom bracket for it. So what we are going to be doing over the period of a couple of videos is installing the bike carburetors, dismantling the engine that I so painstakingly rebuilt. At the very least, we're going to be dismantling the intake side anyway. We're going to be swapping over the pulley. Unfortunately, I will no longer have aircon in this car because I couldn't find a double pulley, a dual row pulley that would allow me to run this trigger wheel. But we're going to be installing the bike carbs. We're going to be stripping the engine management from this car completely. Unfortunately, we'll be removing the power steering as well. And then in a couple of weeks' time, the car is being taken to Dan ST to complete the rest of the install. It's going to go on a NoDiz Pro or whatever it's called, which will handle the ignition timing. and it's quite a smart way of doing it. There's a 3D mappable curve, so you can advance the timing as well. It's going to go on a rolling road. The carbs are going to be jetted as well. And then it's going to come back to me, hopefully, a week later. It is going to have the fuel pump removed. It's going to have a gravity-fed inline fuel pump. A motorbike one, because these carbs, they have to drastically reduce the pressure, the PSI of the fuel pump. And then you're going to come back to me, and hopefully we won't have any more problems with this car. It will go on trumpets. It will have an intake sort of ram air filter thing as well. Piper cross, I think it is. And I'm done with it. I'm biting the bullet. I really like the car. I'd like to keep it. I've invested in the car a significant amount of money now, with multiple engines, multiple time. But not only that, ladies and gents, has been the memories that I've built with the car and the connection. And that comes from working on it. And this car has taught me an awful lot. It's my first engine swap. I've never taken an engine out of a car before, and I did with this one. Put a new engine in it. It's my first head gasket. I've never done that before. It's my first. It's broken my automobile virginity on a fair few things. So I want to keep it, and I think the best way to do that now is to put the 4AGE on motorbike carburetors. I know some people will not like that as a route to go down, and I fully take on board that ECUs are always going to be better. I take that on board. I am just sick to the back teeth of having a car sat there that I love, that I can't drive. And I could spend thousands chasing electrical problems and still not get to the bottom of it. Whereas I can spend a fraction of that price putting it on bike carbs and it will just run turnkey. So that's what we're going to be doing. So in today's video, we're going to dismantle the car and maybe put the carbs on, but this has been quite a long explanation, so I can't say for certain whether we'll put them on, but we will at least begin the dismantling process, and maybe in the next video we'll put them on, ready to go, where it will then go off to Dan ST a week or so after that. It's basically going off to Dan ST in 3 weeks time, so we need to get it done, but obviously need to do this in between everything else that I'm doing on the Datsun 510 as well. So anyway, there you go, an introduction. We've got the car back, kind of, but not. But it's not going anywhere. Loads of people keep telling me to sell it. I'm not selling my car. I like that. All right, so let's pop the bonnet and pop the hood. Let's pop the hood. Let me show you what we're working with here. So, we need to completely take apart this side here. We will leave some stuff on, so all the cooling system will be left on, and I mean, yeah, it's going to be looking pretty empty actually. One thing I will say that I'm going to be doing, whilst this one is away anyway, is I've got a spare set of valve covers. I am going to be painting them black because I think that'll be really, really cool. I think it will make this look really nice inside, and then we'll work on trying to get some black couplers as well. Get rid of this stupid blue crap that we've got. But yeah, the end of the 4AGE TVIS system. It works, it's fully functional if anyone wants it. I will probably put it for sale on eBay, I think. But I can't imagine anyone's going to want it. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to work dismantling things. So there's some stuff on this wiring harness we're going to need, because some of it corresponds to a temperature sensor or reading in the dash, so we want to keep some of this, but not all of it. Majority of it's just going. Again, as little electronics on this thing as possible from now, but we need to take some of this off. Well, we're going to take it all off and then basically start from scratch. That's the idea. So I have moved this car to this location here so I can roll it out of my driveway with relative ease, hence why it's on this side rather than on the gravel. This is my working side of my driveway. I thought these needle noses would be good. These are crap at the moment. But yeah, sad times. I did think that I would be able to get it running and working and blah blah blah, but yeah, just cannot for the life of me figure it out. And I don't really want to pay like a metric shit ton with no guarantee that it's going to work. So I thought this was the smartest way to go about it. I know some people, like I said, will be a bit disappointed with that. I get it. And it's also something which I'm not doing, and I get that as well, because I know people want to see me do a lot of stuff. And it's unfortunate, you know. I'd love to be able to do all of this stuff myself, but I can't do carbs myself. That's new to me. Like with the jetting and things, the beauty of the Datsun is it just works at the moment. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But I'd love to get this car up and running again, just because it's such a cool car. I'm trying desperately to get this bloody stuff gone, but it is a pain in the arse. So we'll see. I would also like to, and I've said this before, but it begs saying it again, is I would love to get this car repainted eventually, and give it some love, you know, give it the love that it deserves, because it is a really cool car. And you know what, whilst I was thinking about what to do because of, well, this just not working, I did ponder. I was like, should I put a bigger engine in it? But you know what, probably not worth the hassle. And the thing is, for the size of the chassis, this is a good engine. Like, it works. This is a good good engine for the chassis. And so, no, I think we'll stick with this. I think that's almost done now. I said no, we'll stick with this, and we will just put it on carbs. There's a few people that have put these things on carbs, and they seem to run really well. They respond really nicely to it, because it's still, I don't know, it's of that time, I guess, kind of, but not. Which sounds a bit like a cop out, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's majority of that's done now. So we will literally be taking out the ECU at some point as well, which will be a interesting thing, interesting time. But sadly, no more aircon. And that is sad. I love aircon in this car, because it gets hot. This car is not comfortable in the heat, but never mind. We could buy like an electronic aircon system, I think. Put that in it instead. Anyway, let's start taking off the fuel rail and things. Just scraped some skin off my hand. Look at that. Bastard. That was on my old engine. Just absolutely scraped the... No, bloody... It's not focusing, but whatever, anyway. You don't care about my boo-boos. So yeah, lame all round. I would have loved to have kept this as it is, but I think carbs are a cool way of keeping this car alive and keeping it sort of in the spirit of the chassis, you know, because it is, you know, I don't know, it just seems to be in the spirit of the chassis. It's an old car, so it's a 1975, isn't it, right? So having bike carbs on it, to me, felt right. Felt like the right way to go with it. So I am happy with the approach. And I think with the engine painted, the valve covers spruced up, I think it will look sick. And if I enjoy it a little bit more, then hopefully, eventually, fingers crossed, we will get the whole car, you know, properly running nicely. We'll put it on, we'll get a new manifold and feel comfortable investing more money in it. Because currently, I'm not mega happy doing, you know, loads and loads of costing on it, because it's been a bit of a bitch, really. And I don't know if one day it will just die on me. So once we enjoy it a little bit more, we'll spend some more money on it, I think. Oh, that's not bloody working now. But yeah, so there you go. Those are the oh, I can't get it in there. That's what she said, or he said, or whatever. It is, I can't. This is well annoying. I am struggling. There you go. Oh, God, why was that so difficult? Anyway, I'll get back to doing a time lapse, and we'll catch up when all is said and done, hey? Well, goddamn, that really hurt. I've smashed my hands more than I care to admit, but you witnessed it, so that was annoying and very, very painful, but never mind. We were, goddamn, that really fucking hurt. We're just going to remove this. Dan ST will be reusing this for my throttle position sensor on the carbs. So we're going to keep that there anyway. And we're going to keep the injectors in there for now as I take everything off. God damn, that hurt. I don't want anything to go in there, so injectors will just get wedged in there for now as we begin the final dismantle. That's right, the final countdown, but it's a dismantle. The final dismantle. Not quite sure where that's gone. There we go. My dog sneezing in the background, if you heard him. So, yeah, anyway, there you go, right. God, that really fucking hurt. Some lines have got to be changed as well here when this eventually gets properly put back together. So the brake booster, ouch, has a new port on it when it goes. So I'm not even speaking English, am I? The brake booster will go into the intake that I bought from Dan ST that I had fabricated. That has a special port that's been put in it. So yeah, all good there. I still have a brake booster, so some mod cons, some being the optimal word there. But this thing is not coming off, annoyingly. There you go, a bit of movement now. Alright, yeah, I literally just switched off the camera and then switched it back on and then I got it off, so bit annoying. So we've done it, obviously, we've taken it off. One thing I'm going to need to do now is take a look through here, here and here, and try to figure out what part will be going on the, what part is basically like the body harness, like the body loom, to the gauges. And I do actually think it's just these wires here. I think that's it. And I think that is a separate loom to this one. And so I think I can just dismantle, I think I can just take this big loom out and be okay, really. But you can see just how much room is going to be here. It's going to be crazy. Crazy amount of room. So yeah, I think this is thinner actually compared to the gasket that's on the Dan ST one by the looks of things. So I think what we'll do now, I think we'll mock up the carbs just because we can, we might as well because we're here. So let's go get the carbs, let's mock it up just so it's all in here, ready to go. So I guess technically actually installing it, kind of anyway. So, beautiful, I mean it is really nice, like in terms of the welds, excuse my oily hands, but the welds are great. Nicely done. I am impressed. I'm very impressed with all of this. So, and it's going to look wicked as well. Not that obviously that's the aim. The aim is to actually just get a driving car, to be honest. That's what I want. A car that I can drive. Crazy, crazy idea. A car that drives. Imagine that. But that's where it's going to be. If we can get it in, which I think we can. There you go. I think, yeah. Not gonna lie, that doesn't look like it's sitting flush, and it isn't. Because there's a dowel there? What is that? Is there a dowel there? Yeah, there's a guide dowel. And that's not machined out, is there? No. Okay, that's a bit annoying. So we're going to take this off again. I'm going to have to try and get this dowel out that's in here. So if you can't, well, you probably can't see it, but basically there is a fucking, oh, there's a few of them actually. These dowels here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these out actually. Oh yeah, okay, I can. Because I don't think we need these. No. Is going to be my betting. Will be a big fat no. So whatever. Anyway, now let's put it back on. Alright then. Get in there. Get in there. Is there any more? I don't think there is. And then this. Yep, there you go. Nice. Look at that. That's gonna look great. With these black as well, that's gonna look brilliant. Bit annoying that there's a garish fucking bright orange thing there, but never mind. Not really a massively big deal. So let's bolt it in. God damn. Get it bolted in. Just so it's there, I guess. And we can say that we've done it. Or maybe not actually. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think the bolts that we've got here are going to work now. Because they're made for a lot thicker... Shit! The hardware that we've got isn't going to work. It's not going to work at all. Is it? No! I didn't think about this. The hardware's not going to work. Right, anywhere. None of the hardware is going to work now because it was for something. It was for a thicker material. Shit. Shit. We're going to have to get new hardware. Shit. That's really annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, well anyway. It will look good when it's on. But yeah, I'd actually not thought about the hardware situation. So that is a bit of a bummer actually, and brings this part of the video to a close because I'm going to have to get new hardware now. I do have a box of hardware, I can look through there, but we're going to still have to take these out. We're going to have to take the bolts out. Okay, no worries, no issues, we'll get there. But like, comment, share, subscribe for the carbed 4AGE 16 valve. We'll get there in the end.